People think you're antisocial. They think something's wrong with you, that you're hiding, that you're wasting your life behind closed doors while everyone else is out there living. But here's what they don't realize. Some homes are quiet because the person inside is loud enough. You're not hiding from the world. You're hiding from who the world forces you to be, because your room isn't a place, it's armor. And the outside world is the war you're tired of fighting. And maybe, just maybe, you've discovered something the rest of them are running from. Today, we're going into the real psychology of people who love staying at home. Not the surface level explanations, the dark ones, the ones that make you feel seen. Let's begin. You don't realize this yet, but you didn't become a homebody overnight. It happened slowly, quietly, in small moments where the outside world asked too much and gave back too little. Maybe it started in childhood, where being good meant staying quiet, where your sensitivity was called weakness, where the world felt too loud, too bright, too demanding for a mind that processed everything deeper than surface level. Or maybe it happened later, after years of performing, after endless small talk that felt like sandpaper on your soul, after realizing that most social situations weren't about connection, they were about transaction. You didn't outgrow people, you outgrew pretending. And here's what nobody tells you. Some people stay home to heal. Some stay home to avoid breaking. There's a difference between choosing solitude and surviving inside it. The conscious homebody has found something rare, a space where they can breathe without performance. They're not avoiding the world. They're curating their relationship with it. They still connect, still engage, but on their terms. The struggling isolator stays home out of fear. Social situations feel like battlefields. The outside world seems threatening. This isn't preference. This is protection turned prison. And here's the part nobody will tell you. Both types look identical from the outside. Same behavior, different psychology. One is choosing, one is coping. The question isn't whether you stay home, it's why. So what's actually happening in your brain when you're home? Your home isn't just a physical space. To your brain, it's a carefully constructed universe where reality finally operates at your frequency. When you're in familiar surroundings, your nervous system exhales. There's less sensory processing required, fewer social cues to decode, minimal unexpected chaos. For some people, this isn't boring. This is oxygen. The outside world is noise. Home is signal. Your brain isn't addicted to comfort. It's addicted to relief. Research shows that introverts have more activity in their prefrontal cortex, the area associated with deep thinking and internal processing. They're literally more stimulated by their inner world. While an extrovert needs external interaction to feel alive, an introvert finds that same richness sitting alone with their thoughts, their books, their silence. Outside overstimulates you. Home recalibrates you. But here's where it gets darker. Every decision you make, every social interaction you navigate, every new environment you enter, it all costs mental energy. You spend the whole day mentally preparing just to leave the house. You rehearse conversations before they happen. You calculate every social move like it's chess. For people high in sensory sensitivity, the outside world is exhausting, not because they're fragile, but because they see too much, they hear too much, they feel too much. Home reduces that cognitive load to zero. Everything is predictable. You control the lighting, the temperature, the noise level, who speaks to you and when. Your nervous system can finally stop defending itself. You love silence because your mind is already loud enough. Studies on environmental psychology show that people with strong place attachment perform better emotionally and cognitively. When you love your home, you're not being lazy. You're creating optimal conditions for your mind to actually function. Your room is the only place where your heartbeat finally sounds like your own. But there's a deeper psychological layer here. Let's talk about something most people never admit. Outside your home, you don't walk, you perform. Think about it. The moment you step outside, you become a character. The employee, the friend, the pleasant stranger, the person who smiles at the right moments, laughs at the right jokes, maintains the right eye contact. You're not just navigating physical space, you're navigating invisible social scripts, unspoken hierarchies, constant impression management. You don't avoid people, you avoid the performance. You avoid the character you're forced to play. This is what psychologists call self-monitoring, the constant awareness and adjustment of how you're being perceived. For some people, this is effortless. For you, it's exhausting. Because you're not just managing what you say, you're managing your tone, your facial expressions, your body language, the space you take up, the emotions you display. You're performing normalcy, even when normal doesn't match what you're feeling inside. And the cruelest part? Most people don't even notice the effort. They just see someone who seems fine. They don't see the internal calculations, the energy drain, the mask you wear so well, you've forgotten what your real face looks like until you get home and the mask falls off. And for a moment, you remember what it feels like to just exist without commentary. You go quiet not because you're shy. You go quiet because the world is loud. This is why a homebody can have deep, meaningful friendships, but still prefer a quiet Friday night at home. It's not about liking people less. It's about honoring what sustains you versus what drains you. You're not low energy. You're selective about where your energy goes. But here's where things get uncomfortable. Now, let's talk about something deeper. Control. The outside world is chaos wrapped in politeness. You don't control traffic, weather, other people's moods, unexpected encounters, last-minute cancellations. For people high in conscientiousness or anxiety sensitivity, this unpredictability isn't just annoying. It's genuinely destabilizing. You don't fear the world. You fear the unpredictability of it. At home, you're the architect of your reality. You decide when to eat, what to wear, whether to speak or stay silent, when to work and when to rest. This level of autonomy isn't just comfortable. It's psychologically essential. Control isn't about power. It's about safety. Home is the only place where the world finally stops asking you to be someone else. Research in self-determination theory shows that autonomy is one of 3 fundamental human needs. For homebodies, staying home isn't about avoiding responsibility. Often, it's about creating an environment where they can actually meet their responsibilities without constant friction. The writer who needs absolute silence, the artist who works best at 2 a.m., the thinker who needs space to process before speaking. These aren't antisocial behaviors. These are people who've learned how they function best. But here's the shadow side. When the need for control becomes excessive, it crosses into anxiety disorders, OCD tendencies, or agoraphobia. The line between healthy preference and problematic avoidance is this: whether staying home is a choice or a compulsion. For some people, the world feels like a battlefield. Home is the only safe trench. Ask yourself, do you stay home because you want to, or because you're terrified of what happens if you don't? That answer matters, because the world has changed in ways that make this question harder to answer. Here's the part that keeps psychologists up at night. The world has fundamentally changed. 50 years ago, staying home meant isolation. No internet, limited entertainment, minimal human connection. Today, you can work, socialize, learn, shop, date, and build entire careers from your couch. Today, you can live an entire life indoors, and nobody will know you exist. The pandemic proved something millions of people secretly suspected. They didn't miss the commute, the office politics, the forced social interactions. They were more productive, more creative, and frankly, more at peace at home. This normalized something that used to be stigmatized. Being a homebody is no longer automatically pathological. Remote work is legitimate. Online friendships are real. Streaming replaced theaters. Food delivery replaced restaurants. You have 500 friends online and still feel like nobody knows you. But here's the darker truth. Screens made the outside world optional, but they also made courage optional. We are the most connected generation and the most hidden. Some psychologists worry about what they call digital hermetism. People satisfying all their social needs through screens, never building the resilience that comes from real-world friction. Research shows that young people today have higher anxiety around face-to-face communication, partly because they can avoid it so easily. Your phone is full of unread messages you're too drained to answer. The technology that makes staying home so comfortable might also be making us more dependent on it, more afraid of the world outside, more convinced we don't need it. It's a paradox. Home has never been more comfortable, connected, or entertaining, but humans evolved to move, to explore, to interact physically. Our bodies need sunlight. Our minds need novelty. Our souls need friction. You're not tired. You're overstimulated. Small talk doesn't bore you. It exhausts you because you're not built for surface level anything. The world asks too much. Your home asks nothing. And that's why you love it. But sometimes nothing isn't enough. Now here's where things get philosophical. Let's go deeper. Philosophical. Existential. Home represents something beyond four walls. It's your anchor point in a chaotic universe. It's where you can be completely yourself without performance, pretense, or apology. Think about it. Outside, you're constantly managing impressions. You're navigating unspoken rules and invisible hierarchies. You're wearing masks so subtle you don't even notice them anymore. At home, the masks fall and the truth finally breathes. This is why, for many people, home isn't just a preference, it's a necessity. It's where they process the world, integrate experiences, and reconnect with their authentic self. Without this space, they'd lose touch with who they actually are beneath all the roles they play. There's also a spiritual dimension here. Many wisdom traditions emphasize solitude. Meditation, prayer, contemplation all require withdrawal from the world. The hermit, the monk, the philosopher in their study. These aren't pathological figures. They're people who recognize that insight often requires removal from distraction. Jung said individuation, becoming your true self, requires periods of isolation. Nietzsche wrote, "Thus spoke Zarathustra in mountain solitude." Schopenhauer believed that solitude was essential for anyone who wanted to think clearly. Kierkegaard said anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. But for you, home is where that dizziness finally stops. Some people travel the world to find themselves. Others sit in silence until the noise fades. Solitude is where your real voice speaks. The rest of the world is where it gets drowned. In solitude, you don't escape the world. You confront the parts of yourself you ignore outside. In our hyper-connected, always-on culture, choosing to stay home can be an act of resistance. It's saying, I don't need to be everywhere, do everything, and see everyone to live a meaningful life. That's not antisocial. That's clarity. Silence isn't empty. It's honest. Solitude isn't emptiness. It's you, unfiltered, unperformed, undeniable. Heidegger called it thrownness, being tossed into a world you never chose. Home is where you finally stop feeling thrown. You plan your social interactions days in advance, calculating exactly how much energy you'll need to recover. You love staying home because the world gives you noise, but your home gives you yourself. but we need to talk about when this crosses the line. Now let's address the uncomfortable truth. When does loving home become unhealthy? Here are the warning signs, and I need you to be honest with yourself. You avoid activities you once enjoyed because they require leaving home. That's not preference. That's anxiety slowly tightening its grip. Your relationships are deteriorating because you consistently choose staying home over meaningful connections. Humans need social bonds, even you, even me, even the most introverted among us. You feel trapped but can't leave. If staying home brings relief but not joy, if you want to go out but physically can't make yourself, that's agoraphobia territory. That's when your safe space has become your only space. Your physical health is declining. Lack of movement, vitamin D deficiency from no sunlight, disrupted sleep from no circadian rhythm, muscle atrophy. These are real consequences with real costs. You're using home to escape, not recharge. There's a difference between choosing solitude and hiding from problems you're afraid to face, between processing emotions and avoiding them entirely. If leaving your home feels like a battle, your home has stopped being a home. It has become armor you never take off. The question isn't whether you love your home. The question is whether you fear the world. Psychology calls this the difference between moving toward versus moving away from. Healthy homebodies move toward the peace of home. Unhealthy isolation moves away from the fear of the world. If any of these resonate deeply, if you felt something shift while reading them, staying home might not be serving you anymore. It might be time to talk to someone, a therapist, a doctor, a trusted friend. The goal isn't to force yourself to become someone you're not. It's to ensure your lifestyle choices are supporting your well-being, not quietly destroying it. Because here's the darkest truth. Solitude evolves you, but it also tests you. Isolation protects your peace, but taxes your soul. Solitude strengthens you. Isolation slowly erases you. There's a razor-thin line between sanctuary and imprisonment, and only you know which side you're on. But if you're on the healthy side, here's what that actually looks like. Let's talk about what healthy looks like. The healthiest homebodies aren't people who never leave. They're people who've found their rhythm, who know when to retreat and when to engage, who've built a home that truly serves them rather than slowly consuming them. They have what psychologists call integrated solitude, the ability to be alone without being lonely, to enjoy their own company without fearing everyone else's. They maintain connections, but on their terms. They choose quality over quantity. They'd rather have 2 deep friendships than 50 shallow ones, and they're okay with that. They don't apologize for their preferences. They don't feel guilty for declining invitations. They've learned that protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's essential. They use home as a launching pad, not a hiding place. They retreat to recharge, then return to the world when they're ready. Not out of obligation, out of genuine desire. They understand that being a homebody isn't about hating life. It's about curating a life that doesn't require constant performance. They've learned something rare, that your worth isn't measured by your social calendar. That quiet doesn't mean empty. That staying in doesn't mean missing out. They've discovered that the richest experiences aren't always the loudest ones. Reading a book that changes how you see the world, having a conversation that lasts until 3 a.m., creating something that didn't exist before you sat down, processing thoughts so deep, they reshape your identity. These things don't happen in nightclubs or networking events. They happen in silence, in solitude, in spaces where your mind can finally stretch without interruption. The world celebrates extroversion because it's visible, but depth happens in private. And if you're someone who's found that depth, who's built a life that honors your internal rhythm instead of fighting it, you're not broken. You're just awake. So here's the truth most people will never understand. Loving your home isn't about avoiding life. It's about finally choosing yourself. Your room isn't weakness. It's where your mind breathes, your soul resets, your real identity comes back to life. Some people run from the world, but you return to yourself. Because home isn't four walls. It's a frequency, a state of mind, a place where you don't have to perform, impress, or pretend. And if the world calls that antisocial, let them. They don't understand that protecting your peace isn't isolation. It's self-respect. You're not hiding from the world. You're protecting yourself from who the world forces you to be. Just remember one thing. Home should heal you, not hide you. Retreat when you want. Return when you're ready. Because the world becomes easier to face when you finally have a place where you don't have to wear a mask. Your home is supposed to save you, not consume you. Love your home, but don't let it cage you. So here's the question that matters. The one that stings a little. If staying home heals you, stay. If staying home hides you, return. Think about it. And maybe, just maybe, enjoy thinking about it from the comfort of your favorite spot at home. Because that place is yours. Thanks for watching.